Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Today I've got Mason Davies on. Unfortunately, he did lose his debut, but it was a very, very close fight. How are you?
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I'm good, thanks. I'm not injured or hurt anywhere. I don't really have a mark on me, to be fair. Yeah, no, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Even though you lost your debut, it was a very good fight, and all of the rounds were very close.
Yeah, yeah, there was. I've watched it back, and it's touch and go whether I'd say who won that round. I'd say he definitely won round four. I definitely won round two, and then you can probably say it's 50-50 round one and three, maybe.
Yeah. I did give him the fourth round, and I did give you the second, and then the other two I think I might
Yeah.
have given you the third and then him the first.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
I
it
thought
was
a
a
draw might have been fair, but I would, no offense, but I don't disagree with them giving it to Dale because he did do well as well.
course. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Got full credit to Dale. He went in there. He went in for the win. Full credit to him. Like I said, I'm not arguing the decision or anything. He did amazing. Fair play to him. Take me after him.
Are
He
you a
took.
bit upset though, as like you didn't get the result you wanted?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm gutted about it. I've trained. I've not been in boxing for very long. To be fair, I've only actually been doing boxing about a year and a half.
Oh, really?
You
So
know,
you're new to the sport, really?
yeah, yeah. So before a year and a half ago, I didn't even own a pair of boxing gloves. Um, so I used to play football. I used to play semi-professional football, and then COVID hit, and the obviously stopped all the semi-pro football. So I just started playing for my mate's Sunday league team. Ended up getting a really bad tackle, dislocating my knee, and I can't play football anymore. So I just got into the boxing just to keep fit, and then ended up, going into it, getting into it that way. But yeah, I've only been doing boxing a year and a half, so I'm gutted I didn't get the win. But you can't win every single fight. But we move on, move upwards, see what I did wrong, see what I did right, and then we move on from there.
Oh, so you won't. So why did you go to boxing? Because you could have gone to like rugby or cricket. Why boxing?
So I struggle. So when I dislocated my knee, I have torn my meniscus ligament, and I've not had it operated on or not had anything done to it. So I don't struggle with running, but I struggle with certain aspects. So football, I can't kick a football. Rugby, if I was to go into rugby, to be fair, I'm not really built for rugby. I'd get flattened. So I just thought I'd give boxing a bit of a go. Um, Gave it a go. Started sparring, and then I was knocking people down in sparring. That I shouldn't have been really knocking down. And giving it a good go. So my coach just asked me, do you fancy fighting? Um, I eventually agreed to it, and then my first fight lasted 7 seconds. I knocked the guy out in 7 seconds, and then from there just carried on.
Yeah. So did you? So did you have an? I'm sure you had a little bit of an amateur career, like in that short amount of time. Like, did you have
Yeah.
like how many fights? Like five, six?
So I had 8 fights in my amateur career.
Yeah.
I won 7 of them, and I won. So out of the 8, I won 7. Won 7 by knockout, and then the 8th one I fought Brendan Loughnane at the MEN. It was like I don't know how I got on it. To be fair, it was like a celebrity boxing night at the MEN, and I thought I don't know if you know who Brendan Loughnane is. He fights in the PFL. He's from Manchester. Great lad, proper nice lad, but he's a great fighter, and that was my only loss in the amateurs.
Did you
And then
take him all the way?
yeah, yeah, he went all the way. Yeah, um, he won massively on that. I couldn't keep up with him on that. He battered me, to be fair, but it went all the way. and I was proud of myself just for getting in the ring with him, because he was my third ever fight, Brendan, and then obviously I went on and carried on. So for my third ever fight of not owning a pair of boxing gloves, I fought Brendan, which was good at the MEM.
Yeah, you landed quite a few clean shots on Arrowsmith. Were you when you landed a few good shots? Did you see him hurt at all? Do you think you could have got a stoppage if it was over 6?
He's a very, very tough lad. So I landed. I thought I rocked him or wobbled him maybe twice in the fight.
Yeah.
The first time was in the second round, and then the first time was in the second round, and then the second time I think was either late in the second or early in the third. I can't remember. And as I hit him, he hugged me, and he just whispered in my ear, "I'm not going down." So, I started giggling at that. I started laughing because of what he said.
I saw that because the fight got uploaded on YouTube. Well, I didn't watch it live because it wasn't streamed, but I've watched it on YouTube and I've seen that. And then I was wondering why you both were laughing.
Yeah, so after I hit him, he whispered in my ear, "I'm not going down." So I just started laughing.
He doesn't go down without a fight, mate.
No, he doesn't. I've watched it back, and in the second round where I wobbled him, the last punch that I throw just before he clinches, it just misses him, and his hands are completely down. And I thought, if that would have landed, that might have maybe put him down, or maybe rocked him even further into the rope. So I did feel in the second round it could have happened, but he's a very, very tough lad, Dale. He knows how to take a punch.
So what weight to you was that fight at? Because he goes up and down a bit.
He does. So I weighed in at 71.7 kilos. We originally agreed on the fight at 70. Just so I could cut down and shred down a little bit more. But then about 2 weeks ago, it was agreed that we'd do 71.5, which was fine. It suited me. I just didn't need to cut any weight.
What weight is that? Can you remind me? What weight is that?
Oh, so it's middleweight. It's like middleweight, 11 stone 3, I think I was.
Oh, so the fight was at middleweight, yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't middleweight, and I was more either welterweight or super welterweight, what I was going in for, but then we agreed to do it at middleweight.
So in your next fight, should I see you, should we expect you to be down at like welterweight, super welter, or would you continue?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I have a nutritionist, and we was monitoring like my body fat percentage and my water intake and everything. And we probably could have got down to 70 kilos very easily in the last 2 weeks, and shredded a lot more, got a lot more trimmer. But as soon as we agreed on the 71.5, there wasn't any need to. I'd have come into the fight too light. So yeah, you could probably expect maybe me at about 70 kilos for my next fight instead of 71.5.
Are you a big ticket seller? Because when I was watching it on YouTube, I thought you had quite a few people who bought tickets off you.
Yeah, I think so. I think I sold, I'm not a massive ticket seller, but I think I sold maybe about 100-ish tickets.
Mate, I've interviewed some people who struggle to sell over 40, so you're doing well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, because I didn't realize 100 tickets was half decent. But then I also knew a few more people in the crowd came to watch another fighter. I can't remember. I think it was Zach Miller.
Yeah, Zach Miller.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
I knew a few of the lads that he knew, so I think they were also cheering for me as well. So
that's nice.
A group of his lads. Yeah, so I knew one or two of them. So obviously one or two had said, "Oh, we know this lad. We'll give him a shout, give him a cheer." So yeah, I think that's why it was maybe a bit louder than I expected.
Yeah, I think Dale, because he doesn't normally sell tickets, but he sold tickets because I think he signed with the same person that you're signed with. If you're signed with Kevin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so yeah, he was selling tickets. Yeah, no, he doesn't usually sell tickets, and we got told he was selling tickets, but it didn't make a difference to me. It didn't matter too much.
Were
I'm
you
there to.
were
Oh, sorry.
you nervous backstage as it's like before the fight? Do you ever get nervous?
It's a weird one. It's a mixture of excited and nervous. So the worst bit for me is after I've weighed in, after I've done everything, spoke to the board. That was at about 4:30, and I got told I was fighting about 7:30. So that wait between 4:30 and 7:30 for me is the worst because you're just sitting around, just waiting.
No,
Once
but
you
you'll
start
be
getting
like
warmed up, and once
warming
you
up,
start,
getting your hands wrapped.
yeah, I mean, I started getting my hands wrapped at about 6:30. So when the first fight started, that's when I started to get my hands wrapped. So I gave myself an hour to get my hands wrapped, and and to get warmed up and stuff. So between 4:30 and you could probably even say 7, I was just waiting around and not doing too much.
Even though you lost, did you still meet the people who brought tickets off you?
Oh yeah, of course. I as soon as I finished the fight, I went backstage. Didn't take my shorts off. I put my jumper straight on and went straight out, and just thanked everybody for coming. Everyone who bought tickets. Thanked them, spoke to them, went around everybody that I knew was there that had bought tickets off me, and made sure how did they find the fight and stuff. So yeah, no, made sure I appreciate everybody because it's an expensive do. £60
Yeah,
a ticket, and say if you've got a family of 4 or 5, it can get expensive. So I made sure I went round and thanked everybody.
yeah. Did you after the fight? Did you see Dale at all? Would you? And the question is, would
Um,
you rematch him over 6 rounds or another 4 rounder?
yeah, I mean, I'm up for anything really. So straight after the fight, we both got to go in and see the doctor. And we both went in, saw the doctor, and we was both in there. Um, and he was just talking to me. He was a nice lad. He said, "Listen," he said, "the reason probably why I got that was my experience." He said, "You're a very good fighter." He said, "But I was wilding a lot. I was swinging a little bit."
Yeah,
So I was
because you
chatting to him
saw
about it.
a little bit where you were swinging and he was doing good head movement quite a lot.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he
But
was.
that's
He
where
was.
the experience plays in.
Yeah, definitely.
If you told me, I didn't know. I thought you would have had a bigger background, like a good boxing background. You
Yeah,
couldn't
no.
tell that when you were in the ring, mate. You look very
Oh,
experienced.
really? Thank you.
And
Oh, thank you.
but yeah, you've missed with a few shots, but you kept going and you kept doing your thing. And I'm sure that win will come in your next fight because you're doing well, mate. You're a good fighter.
Thank you. I do really appreciate that. I've been working hard in the gym. When Kevin first signed me, he watched me spar, and he wanted me to tighten up on a few things, and I feel like I have worked on that and I've done well, but I just need to finesse them out even more, like the swinging and I need to take that out of my game. I need
Stay
to tighten up.
patient a bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think because of all of my fights that I've won have been by knockout, I feel
Yeah.
like
Over eager
I
a little bit.
yeah, and then when I landed that big shot in the second round, I thought, this is it. I've got it. So
Yeah.
I got ahead of myself probably a little too much. I need to calm down, sit back, relax, and box instead of thinking going for the knockout.
So do you want to fight one more time this year or are you trying to get out next year now?
All depends on my coach and on Kevin. If they want me to fight in, say, in December time, I'll fight in December. If it's going to be in the new year, I'll fight in the new year. All depends on, like I said, I'm not hurt or anything. I could fight next weekend in theory. I'm not hurting or aching or I've not even really got a mark on me. I could fight next weekend, but I'm just gonna go back, go
If
into
the
the gym.
phone rings and then they say, we've got you like a fight,
Yeah,
like on the week of the fight, would you take it? Like if it rings like a minute in a bit like an hour now, would you accept the fight or would you try and take a bit of time off now you've had a fight?
All depends. If it was just a say, if it was just a random fight, say in Oldham, like just a standard fight, I probably wouldn't accept it. Say if it was a big one, say on Matchroom or say it was on DAZN, or I'd probably accept it because
Or
the when I got
Queensbury.
yeah, say if it was if it was a big fight and it was televised, I'd jump at it only because
Get your
the
name
when I
out
fought
there more.
exactly when I fought at the MEN Brendan, I got told about the fight on Wednesday and I was fighting on Saturday. So I got asked to fight on Wednesday night it was, Wednesday about 7 o'clock I got asked and I said yeah. And I didn't even know who I was fighting and they told me who I was fighting on Thursday morning. So I wasn't bothered. I jumped at it only because it was televised, it was a big event, it was a full crowd at the MEN. So I jumped at it. So I think if it was a big occasion, then yeah, definitely.
And before I let you go, do you want to shout out anyone who's helped you in your career so far?
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you. So I'll go with my sponsors first. You've got Bees Coffee Pot. They were my first sponsor. It's such a nice place to eat up there. It's amazing. They're a family run business. They're it's really, I can't describe it to you how nice it is up there. They've helped me out so much along the way. They also came to the fight as well. Next one is Vista Engineering. That's my sister's boyfriend's company. They helped me out loads with my medical. After my brain scan, they found something on my brain scan. So I had to go for extra testing, which cost a lot more money. So they funded that, which without them, I wouldn't have fought on Saturday. Also to my coach, Dave, he's helped me through a lot.
What gym do you train out of? Like, does the gym have a name?
So it's my coach just rents a space at the moment. He's getting he's getting a new gym. I think it's in the process of it, but I don't think it's anywhere near yet. But no, my Dave, my trainer's called Davies. He has helped me out a lot, and he's worked on a few things with me. So yeah, I think without all these people, I wouldn't have fought on
Kevin.
Saturday. Kevin as well, yeah, Kevin, he's been amazing. Any problems or anything I've needed, he's been there straight away. Like I said, he matched me up with the fight with Dale. He was in my corner as well on Saturday, being my cut man. He gave me a few tips while I was there as well. So yeah, amazing, massive help, Kevin.
And thank you for your time, mate. Keep up.
No
Keep
problem, anytime
working
at
hard,
all.
mate.
I will do, and I'll be speaking to you again soon. Anytime you want to talk, just give me a quick message, and hopefully I'll speak to you after my next fight.
Yeah, will do, mate. Thank you, mate. Bye.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you later.